Hello there, and welcome to Insert Title Here, the podcast equivalent of Howard the Duck, by which I mean duck tits. Joining me today are the Three Stooges, as per usual, who all probably resent the fact that I've called them the Three Stooges. We'll start off with Xander.
Oh god, I wish I could remember anything about the Three Stooges except for that fucking shitty Jim Carrey remake where Jim Carrey's like, I want to remake the Three Stooges, but then you did it in a way that's so bad that not even people who like the Three Stooges liked it. Oh god, get out of my head, Jim Carrey. Get out of my head, Jim Carrey! Hi, I'm Xander. I'm haunted by Jim Carrey and Jim Carrey Associates. Jim Carrey's going to be appearing this December in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. To my right is Devon He can take the reins from here, because otherwise I'll just be scared about Jim Carrey.
Hi, I'm Devon Voivio. Something about Jim Carrey here. I got
Jim
nothing.
Carrey's taken over his mind as well. One might even say his man is turning into a little bit of an egg. While we wait for him to repair his... While we wait for the Eggman to leave my friend's brain flyer.
Somebody stop him! That was a Mask joke for those who are old enough to remember The Mask.
Anyway, I'm Curly.
Okay, Mo, that's the other guy. Who's the...
Larry.
I don't know the Three Stooges. It wasn't really a thing. In
How
the
do you
UK,
not?
at least when I
I'm
was a kid.
sorry, you don't know
There's
the Three
literally
Stooges?
three people.
It's three guys.
It wasn't
We're
really-
not talking about the fucking Marx Brothers. There's like five.
We're not talking about the fucking starting lineup for the 96 Yankees. Like what?
It's Mo, Curly, and Larry, right? Those are the three?
Yes.
I know the names.
Yes.
I've just never sat down and watched an episode. It just wasn't something that was really in the cultural zeitgeist in the UK, at least not while I was growing up.
You grow up looking at fucking Father Ted and Monty Python, and none of it's funny.
You take that back about me.
The son of a bitch was like, oh, Faulty Towers, so shut up.
I'm trying to think, American media that was really popular, like classic American media that was really popular when I was growing up. The
Shut up,
Watsons.
Mr. Blobby enthusiast.
Hey. Don't invoke the blobby. No, you don't. No, fly. You gotta be careful. Listen to me really closely. If you invoke the blobby,
Get
he's going
the
to come
fuck
he's
away
Out of
from
my
going
that
ears.
to come for
Get
you.
out of my ears, you cunt.
He's going to eat your children.
Listen, you cromulent bitch.
We've locked him away for 30 years. Don't invoke the blobby. Don't do it.
Mr. Blobby, please go to his house
No.
and kill him. If you or someone you know knows Mr. Blobby, I have this guy's address to kill if you need it.
I also have it.
While you guys are
sounds
arguing about
terrifying.
Mr. Blobby, my brain is playing the entirety of Mr. Popper's Penguins in HD. Why did you bring up Jim Carrey?
Oh my God. Why is it with Jim Carrey? Like, I feel like half his catalog is great. You'd love to watch it. The other half is I would rather stick a needle in my urethra. Like, it's just what is...
Well, they can't all be bangers. I mean, that's...
Yeah, but it's like 50-50 split. Like, for every Truman Show, there's a Mr. Popper's Penguins. For every The Mask, there's the number 23. It's just, what the fuck is with this guy?
And then also, a lot of them fucking, in hindsight, are really bad. Like, I tried to go back and watch Bruce Almighty. I used to love that fucking movie. Absolutely fucking insufferable shit now. Like, it's just full of, God, it just pisses me off to watch now.
The best
That
part
was
of that
the
movie is
bike
Morgan
critics-
Freeman. Let's just admit it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But didn't that film also divide critics when it came out? Like, I remember, like, Bruce Almighty kind of had a 50-50 thing going on.
I don't remember the critical reception for it. My favorite part of Bruce Almighty is when he's making fucking Evan fucking say that gibberish shit while he's on the fucking news broadcast.
Actually, it got a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb and it's at a 48 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, fucking Terrifier 3 is at, like, a 48 as well, not a cult hit, so...
And then fucking the Ace
Movie
Ventura
reviews are really hard to gauge.
and then the fucking Ace
What the fuck?
Ventura movie is fucking, in hindsight, real not funny.
A little, we're going to use the phrase culturally insensitive in a modern context.
It's not even about, like, that stuff. Like, you know, I can laugh at all that dumb shit if, you know, you make it funny. It's just, it's not funny. It's just annoying. Did you guys see Ace Ventura Jr.?
I did not.
No,
know.
I did not.
No.
I had never actually watched it myself, but I remember, I think it was Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon and maybe Disney, but I would always see commercials for it during the direct-to-DVD era of things, and fucking they'd be like, Ace Ventura Jr. out now, and I could never figure out if he was actually his kid or if he like inherited the spirit of Ace Ventura and like, you know, he was like possessed by the
Ace Ventura GT.
Yeah. Oh God. Step into the Grand Tour, Ace Ventura Jr.
I'm just trying to remember other Jim Carrey films.
That
they
movie's
really do-
so bad, it got a 2 out of 10.
Which one?
That's
Ace Ventura
funny.
Jr.
Yeah.
Do you have a synopsis for it pulled up?
I do. Would you like me to read it?
Yes, please.
No, it just gives you storyline. It just says, the son of an eccentric detective steps into his father's shoes after his mother is wrongly arrested for stealing a baby panda. Taglines: he is the burping, farting, snorting, spitting image of his dad.
Okay, so he is the
God.
son of Ace Ventura, but
Yeah.
it's his mom
Who did
who's
he
in trouble.
fuck?
Apparently a lady who gets framed for stealing animals or some shit.
I completely forgot that Jim Carrey was in that terrible Grinch film.
Take
How
that
could you
back. That
forget?
movie's amazing.
My
Never.
sister likes that film, so on principle, I must dislike that film.
Well, the worst part of that movie is baby Grinch face.
Like, oh my God, I'm like going through like the films he's been in. Like, Let Me Stick It's a Series of Unfortunate Events. So bad they nuked it and ended up redoing the entire trilogy later with other actors. Fucking, and then you look at it and you go, oh, next to The Cable Guy, an actually good film. I'm like, what?
No.
There is a series
No,
that Jim
no,
Carrey
no.
was in.
Sorry, Devin, go ahead. I'll say no a bunch after you're done.
It's okay. There was a series that Jim Carrey was in that I really enjoyed. And I never got to finish it. It was on, I want to say, I got to find it real quick because I actually really enjoyed the series. It was like kind of serious, kind of not. Like, hold on, let me find it real quick. It
Okay,
was
While you look at that. No.
Kidding. It was called Kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What year is it
It's
from?
actually 2018.
Oh, so it's recent.
Yeah, 2018 to 2020. It was a pretty interesting series. But I guess they only got 2 seasons in, which sucks because I don't think it finished up what it was trying to do in season 2.
Netflix series.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I enjoyed it. I liked watching it. It was a pretty interesting series. It's basically like, what if Mr. Rogers' son died in a car accident, and then his wife divorced him after that, and he had to keep it together for the TV show.
Sounds,
Morbid as fuck.
yeah.
Remember that time Adam called him a cunt?
I didn't call him a cunt. I couldn't remember his name.
Yes, you did.
You called Mr. Rogers a cunt?
No,
Yeah, he did multiple times.
To explain, Xander, I couldn't remember his name, and as I am British, and you know that cunt is used as a term not only of endearment but also a term of disparagement, I was just like, oh God, what's his name? The cunt that used to paint the Happy Little Trees. Not the Happy Little Trees, sorry. The cunt used to wear the red sweater and play with the
Now
puppets.
he's calling Bob Ross cunt.
This is the American response I get. And it got to the point where Devon, in a package, sent me a notebook. Appreciate it, by the way. He said, I'm always running out of bullet journals, which included a magnet of Mr. Rogers on the front page, which I haven't taken out because it's too funny. On the first page, I open it up, and it's Devon's handwritten this lovely note for me that says, don't call him a cunt, pointing at the Mr. Rogers magnets. And I'm just like, you know what, I deserve that.
I did do that.
I deserve that entirely. But yeah. So there's the whole joke explained. Adam has called everyone a cunt, including now apparently Bob Ross.
Speaking of fucking cunts, dude, fucking Cable Guy is not a good movie. Cable Guy is an awful movie.
You don't like it?
It is
quite like that
insufferable.
one, actually.
It is so fucking annoying. The first time I ever saw Cable Guy, I was in high school. I went to this guy Brandon's house, and Brandon was cool. But as an little aside about Brandon, I accidentally fucked up his entire chances at school because when he first moved out there, this one of my friends came up and he was like, "Oh, what's his name?" And I jokingly said his name was Bob, and then everybody took me at face value and thought Brandon's name was Bob and called him Bob the entire fucking time until we graduated for like 4 goddamn years. I ruined this kid's life on complete accident. So me and Brandon, aka Bob, are smoking so much fucking weed that I can barely fucking remember who I am, let alone that his name's actually Brandon. So I'm starting to call him Bob at this point. And he's like, "Hey, you want to watch one of my favorite movies?" Like, sure, man, I can't fucking move. We just played like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, and it was when synchro summons were new, and my deck was still fucking like a 5-headed dragon deck, and fucking he was just beating my ass every turn, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this shit. I want to eat a whole bag of fucking chocolate chips, man. So I'm I'm on his bed just eating semi-sweet fucking chocolate chips, just fucking by the handful and shit. He's eating like a pretzel or some shit, and fucking he puts on the cable guy, and eventually the high hits me so badly that I start having a massive fucking like panic attack in the middle of it while I'm couch locked, so I can't move, and it's like a fucking sleep paralysis, but you're completely awake, and Jim Carrey's just fucking getting worse and worse and more unhinged as time goes on, and I'm freaking out that Jim Carrey's gonna fucking pop out through the goddamn TV and fucking like kidnap me and take me over to fucking his universe and tie me up in his fucking basement and fucking like not do anything like inappropriate with me, but like do the fucking shit where like he walks around all exaggeratedly and like walks like a duck and shit and makes fucking weird noises and flaps his arms and shit at me for eternity. And man, I just couldn't fucking take that shit. Eventually I started like just fucking screaming. And he's like, dude, are you okay? I'm just fucking screaming. So he turns up.
It's like a problem with the film.
He turns off
More like a problem with some bad weed.
Oh, I watched the movie later on when I wasn't high, and it was just boring and annoying. But fucking turns off the fucking TV, and he's like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, there's tears streaming down my face. It's like, he's gonna get me.
That's wild, because this show is like, this is a stacked cast. Like Jim Carrey, Matthew Broderick, Jack Black, Ben Stiller, Andy Dick, David Cross, Owen Wilson.
Yeah, to be fair, Matthew Broderick's the worst part about it.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing with Jim Carrey being annoying in that film is the character is supposed to be annoying. The idea is that it's a kid who was basically neglected by his parents and raised by cable television and is just complete. You know, we talk about the kids having brain rot these days. Imagine brain rot, but from the 1970s and 80s, and it's just this unhinged nut job who thinks that in like a game show host is how you act in day-to-day life. It's a lot of fun to watch. I understand why being that high and watching it was probably a bad idea. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. It will grow on you. Look, it's not... Put it this way. It's a good film. I like it a lot. If we want to watch some shit Jim Carrey, though, that I think we can all agree is bad. Can we all agree that Yes Man is bad?
No, I like Yes Man. Although,
really?
in my defense, I haven't seen Yes Man since... Devon, when did I live with you in the Hell Dimension? 2015?
2014 to 2015, I think.
Yeah, it was one of those 2 years. 2014 or 2015 was the last time I watched it, and I really liked it. It's absurd. It's stupid as shit. It makes no fucking sense on paper. Fucking so many like holes and whatever to it, but like there's so many stupid little moments in it that stick in my head. Like when Jim Carrey has to go fire his friend that he made at work, and fucking he answers the door and they're having a fucking 300 watch party, and he opens the door dressed as a fucking Spartan and just yells, we are Spartans or some shit. And then it cuts to the next scene and he's sobbing in his fucking palms. He's still wearing the fucking Spartan costume, and Jim Carrey's fucking comforting him and he's fucking crying into his fucking hands in the Spartan costume. I'm sorry, I love that movie.
I also don't mind that movie. I think because it was my copy that he was watching because I had that on DVD.
Such a stupid concept. He can't say no. He has to say yes to everything. Like, for God's sake.
Yeah, but like it's kind of funny when you think about it, because like imagine like the number of things you would get into if you couldn't say no.
Look, whatever reason, Hollywood got in this state in that period. Was that 2008, 2009? That film
2008.
Yeah. Around that time was also The Invention of Lying, starring Ricky Gervais, which was basically the same fucking film. But instead of he can't say no, no one has ever lied. Ever.
Yeah, I've heard of this film.
It's so bad. It's I would say it's worse than Yes Man. I will say it's worse than Yes Man. A statement I think we can all agree on. And like the whole shtick is that like there is no work for fiction because fiction doesn't exist because no one's ever lied. It's all like documentaries and like reality stuff, and it's just so fucking.
So Devon, since it's Ricky Gervais, I'll give you one chance to guess what the point of the movie is. It's Ricky Gervais.
Of lying?
Yeah, what the point of the movie is and why he invents lying.
I think I've seen some of the movie. It's to comfort someone who's dying, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's the overall main theme of the whole thing?
I don't know, fucking religion.
Yeah, it's religion. It's that God's a lie. It's just him fucking wanking about being a Loretta atheist.
Wow, the village atheist makes shit garbage.
I
again.
used to think, like as a kid, some of his stand-up was funny and shit, and then occasionally I would see like clips of the Ricky Gervais show or whatever when it was animated, and I was young enough to think that the cartoons on the television was more funny than the actual words they were saying. So fucking like, but then like I saw The Invention of Lying, and it was the driest, most unfunny, fucking just self-flagellating, just fucking like literally removing his bottom 4 fucking rib bones so he could suck his own dick type ass movie.
Okay, here's a question for you guys, since we're talking about movies, and I think I'm kind of low energy, so I want to try and get a conversation going that might perk me up.
Yeah.
What is the first movie you saw that made you realize movies could be bad?
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
I think we've had this conversation before, because I think I've asked this before on the podcast, but I don't think I've ever asked it while Flyer was here. So I wanna see if maybe we can get like another like opinion on it, because for me I think it was Spider-Man 3.
Sahara.
I used to
Penelope Cruz.
I used to think Sahara was called Asera.
It's
Sahara.
so bad. I got taken to the cinema to see that by a friend, and
I
because,
remember
like,
this story. You've told me this story
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I don't know if I told it on the podcast or not, but quick recap version. Basically, a friend takes us to the cinema to go see it. His dad's really like, yeah, because he caught me. I forget how old I was at the time when this film came out. I'd have been 13 when this film came out. And like his dad thinking about swearing, and he caught me going, fuck, like once or twice playing video games, with my friend at the time, Max, and yeah, it's like, this one's got some swearing in it, so you'll like it. And then I watched it, and I'm thinking to myself, this is a complete load of hole. This is bad. This is so bad. And like you're a kid at that point, so you can't really articulate. Oh, I thought it was bad, And I was just like, yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I get home, I remember like sitting to myself thinking, that sucked. Like going through my head, what made it so fucking bad, and like every joke in it fell flat on its face. And now every fucking time I forget the name of the fucking actor. He plays like the one who just. So to explain, this was like a Marvel film 15 years before Marvel films were a fucking thing. And Steve Zahn.
Yeah, Steve Zahn.
Yeah, that fucker. His entire thing is just witty quip after witty quip, and it was so fucking annoying. And it was, no, I remember watching this and coming home and thinking, this fucking sucked.
What has that guy done?
I feel like he used to have a fair bit of work. I haven't seen him in anything for a while, but
He hasn't done anything. Let's see. Well, no, he's done stuff recently.
yeah.
I'm trying to think the last thing I saw him in. Yeah, oh god, I forgot about Daddy Daycare. Jesus Christ.
Did you know that had a
No,
sequel?
apparently yes, it did.
Daddy Day Camp. It doesn't
Ew.
even star the same characters. Isn't Cuba Gooding Jr. in that one?
I don't remember. What about you, Flyer? What's like the first movie you watched that made you realize, wow, this shit can be ass?
I don't know. I don't remember shit from back then.
Oh, okay. I tried.
I'm going to make one up for Flyer, and it's not even going to be a real movie. So back when he was 3 years old, his parents took him to the theater to go see the movie Carp, Down the Stream. He thought it was going to be this amazing little adventure about this tiny little carp, but it was actually a horror movie about this carp that's getting hunted by a river shark that's been put in there by evil humans, and then eventually the carp and his entire family gets massacred. And it was less of a, this movie's bad, and more of, I'm traumatized for life, and I'm going to forget this memory ever happened. And that's how Flyer became Skellington.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
I'm sorry that happened, Flyer.
Okay, here's speaking of bad movies. So, genuine question for everybody, because I actually walked out of a movie last night.
Mm-hmm.
What are films that to you that are not so bad they're good, or so bad they can talk about them, but just so bad they're bad?
The first movie I ever walked out of was Meet the Spartans.
That's such a bad movie.
Fair enough.
I didn't
Devon?
walk out of that movie because I was with my family, but I was just like, oh, I wish I could fucking leave. God, a movie I would walk out of, or a movie that is just so boring. It's just like, God, I don't want to be that guy and say like Star Wars Episode 9, because it's just like I feel like I dog on that too often, and it's just like such a
it's bad, but yeah, it is a little overdone as a target.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard you complain about it, though.
Really? You've never heard me complain about that
Really?
movie? I hate that movie. That movie is such dog shit. Like the fucking between like the whole fucking like beginning of it where it's just trying to be fun and whimsical, and then we immediately have this total shift where we kill Chewbacca, and it's just like, oh, Rey has Force lightning powers, but also has Force healing, and also fucking like she's fighting with the dark and light in herself. She's a Palpatine. It's just like somehow Palpatine returned bullshit.
Palpatine returned.
I hated it from the moment I stepped into that theater, and then like at the very end of the movie where we're like, who are you? I'm Rey. Rey who? Rey Skywalker. I literally went, are you fucking kidding me? And I just like audibly groaned in the theater. And I'm just like I've never done that before in my life. I've never done that in a theater in my life because I keep my mouth shut. Or I will just like, oh yeah, no, I enjoyed the movie. I'll clap at the end or something sometimes, you know, if I'm at like a premiere. But no, like I watched that with Grim. I watched that with my wife, and I sat there. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, come on! And I left the theater after that. I didn't even stay through the credits. I was like, this is dog shit.
I watched it with Liz in an empty theater like a week after it came out, which is already a bad sign.
Yeah.
And we got to the Rey Skywalker scene, and like Rip, my wife, just audibly went, for fuck's sake!
Yeah. Yeah. That movie is that's one of those movies that I will just groan and be like, oh, fuck this, and I will not watch it.
That reminds me.
You may have to come back to me for that one, because I'm really racking my brain for a movie that like I did not finish, or I will just be like, oh my god, this sucks. I think there was like, my dad used to get these like shitty action films that he really liked watching that came out in like 2000. Not Steven Seagal, but like stuff like The Rock in it, like The Rock's early stuff, right? That's not great.
To be fair, and
like
new stuff's
I
not
remember
great either.
Yeah, you're right. But like I'm trying to find that one that he was in that I was like, this is such dog shit, and I just left. I'm like, no, I'm not watching this. Holy shit. I'm looking through his like the stuff that he's done.
Fucking
let me
while you're looking through that, fucking you remember my brother TJ?
Yes.
The fucking we went and saw the final Harry Potter movie with him, me, my mom, sister, and him and all that, and fucking when Snape died and did the flashback of like him being in love with Harry's mom and stuff, everything was silent right after, and TJ just goes, "Cool story, bro." Just out loud in the middle of the theater.
God, I saw. Speaking of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, I saw the first two actually, but the first one in particular, Force Awakens. Is that the first one? I saw it with my father-in-law.
Didn't we? I remember after that movie came out. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Xander. Adam, this is just a real quick story, because me and Xander, we saw that in theaters. We took our lightsabers and stuff. We were excited, and they were like, "Wow, that was okay." And then we wrote like the spoiler: Han Solo dies in the snow.
Yeah.
So that's the scene that I'm there with my father-in-law, and you know that scene happens, right? The place is dead silent. Like everyone's like, "Shit, that just happened." And then audibly, 2 seats over from me, I just hear my father-in-law in his dumbass New Jersey accent go, "No way!" Just for fuck's sake. Just punctuated the moment. Like, for fuck's sake.
I remember we walked out of that, and I'm like, I think I hated that. But then for like a year afterwards, I gaslit myself into thinking it was good, actually.
We've had this conversation before, because I know I've mentioned I don't mind that first one. You hate that first one. Devon seems to be pretty indifferent to the first one.
Yeah.
I think it's harmless.
Yeah. But yeah, so the film I walked out of last night. So I went to my favorite drive-in, probably for the last time this year, because next weekend is their final season. Final season, sorry. They did a double bill last night of Hocus Pocus and Teen Witch, which I've never even heard anything about. I don't know anything about Teen Witch. Hocus Pocus is one of Wife's favorite films, so of course you have to. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Did that. And I'm there with my mother, who's visiting right now, and my brother, who is also visiting right now. And second film comes on. It's a film called Teen Witch, and I, for the life, have been racking my brain since watching the first half of it last night before sneaking out, and I can't tell you what the fuck it was about. The girl gets magic powers when she turns 16 and basically uses them to be even somehow more boring than she was when she didn't have magic powers.
So like a real
It's basically what I got from it. But from what I gathered, because I did Google it afterwards, right? The rest of the film was pretty boring, whatever. But it's just full of random musical numbers. Apparently, it's one of those films. When it came out, it bombed. It made like generally like less than $100,000 at the box office level. It bombed. Apparently, it's become a bit of a cult film and a bit of like a midnight showing film because people Rocky Horror it. They've got like a script of things they say in it and yell at it and throw at it. The problem was that nobody knew about this, and it was, keep in mind, it was after the trick or treat night they do for Halloween Kids Night, after Hocus Pocus, which is a huge, like, again, I didn't watch this one until I came to the States, huge, like, American kids film that people fucking love. Because I think it was the start of Sarah Jessica Parker's career. Sarah Jessica Parker, Brett Midler, I forget the rest of the cast in that film. But yeah, very popular Disney, Halloween film, followed by something which should have probably been a secret screening. I would personally pair that with The Craft or whatever. But yeah, this only time I've ever done it. I mean, I've never left halfway through a film before. But would have sat there going, "It's cold. This is so bad. It's bad. There's nothing for me to riff on here." Like, we stayed a few weeks ago when it was me and my brother when he was visiting by himself at that time, and wife, because we stayed because they did Blair Witch 1 and Blair Witch 2. And Blair Witch 2 is horrible. I know Xander's got opinions about Blair Witch 2. But we stayed because we could riff on it. There was nothing even to riff. I was floored by how this film doesn't want you to make fun of it because it gives you nothing to go off of. It's just so fucking dire. Like, what the fuck? Man. Fuck that shit.
Bad. It's that bad.
That bad. Like, Devon, I could try and make a video out of it and I couldn't. There's just nothing to go off of. Just nothing.
I think I know what movie it is that I would absolutely walk out of if I hadn't been with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I absolutely should have just walked out of that fucking movie. Dracula Untold.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I agree with you. The arc.
I had memory hold that.
The arc words of that entire fucking movie that they keep repeating as if it's this epic fucking like line of poetry that like everyone will remember is literally just "Let the games begin." Shut the fuck up. God, that movie is so awful. When I lived in the Void for the last couple of years, me and some of the Void creatures put it on to try to like fucking make fun of it, and like we got up to the part where he became a Dracula, and then we just couldn't fucking watch it anymore. Like when Dracula finally became a Dracula, we couldn't even fucking watch it anymore. It was so fucking boring, and like they tried to make him a hero. It's just so bad.
Was that part of the Dark Universe thing?
Yes, that was the first part of the Dark Universe.
It was the first attempt at the Dark Universe, but they didn't.
I thought their shitty Invisible Man remake was that.
But then they tried to redo the Dark Universe with Tom Cruise's The Mummy, and then forget about Dracula Untold. Yeah. So it was the first abortive attempt at that before they did "This is the birth of a Dark Universe" thing.
What was the Invisible Man? I didn't know there was an Invisible Man movie.
I thought they did a remake of it for
they
that.
They did with Elizabeth Moss. It was in 2020.
That was that A24 or Blumhouse?
Good question. Because
I'm looking.
Universal Pictures.
Universal.
It's never the first time people have tried to do a Dark Universe thing, because Lionsgate tried it with the I series. Because I Frankenstein was the first one, then they never did another one after that because it was so bad.
We were living in Hell World when that one came out. I remember I was at work at the convenience store that me and Devon worked at in Hell World, and fucking one of the demons went and saw I Frankenstein, and they were texting me the whole time, and they were like, "This movie sucks." I was like, "Yeah, it's called fucking I Frankenstein. What the fuck did you expect?" Because they tried to get me to go see the fucking movie, and I was like, "It's gonna suck," and they're like, "You just think everything sucks." I was like, Did you? We watched the same trailer.
Yeah, I remember. I remember the first clue I got that something was amiss with it, because at the time I was a film student. This was 2014 when this film came out, I think. So this was 10 years ago. I was 22. I remember being 22. I would have been knee deep in my bachelor's degree at the time. I remember my Twitter account, my personal handle, I had a few film industry contacts. The official account for I Frankenstein follows me. And if you're involved in the industry in a meaningful way, sure, whatever. When you're a film student schmuck doing freelance gigs to pay some bills, oh, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. That film, I'm pretty sure, is the reason why we don't see Aaron Eckhart in anything anymore. Like, the guy had all the credit in the bank after The Dark Knight, after Harvey Dent, and how good he was in that. And just cashed it all in one go and just tanked the lot. Like, oh, fuck me, my guy. Someone put Aaron Eckhart in something anymore. They come on, please do it for me. Do it for me. There's some talent there, okay? We've all seen Aaron Brockovich. He's got range.
Maybe we can hire
That's
him
funny.
for my thingy.
I looked up Dracula Untold to see if I recognize anybody in this film or if I've seen them in anything else since then. I can't identify a single fucking person here.
They should put the lady from The Mummy in a new movie because she was hot, and I don't remember anything about The Mummy besides the trailer that had no sound, and lady was hot.
There's a Dracula Untold 2?
There was going to be.
There is going to be. It's next year.
Yeah, looking at some of these cast members, Luke Evans is in the Fast and Furious films. Charles Dance has been in a ton of things, but I mean, most of these guys end up in Game of Thrones, apparently.
Click on development history of that shit, because I need to know exactly why the fuck they brought this back, because they canceled that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Devon, inform me.
I don't know. There's a trailer for it, apparently? Am I crazy?
Share your screen.
Hold on, wait.
Got my mouse is right next to me. I didn't have to walk.
Is this fake? Please tell me this is fake.
Editor's note, add footage.
I just see a YouTube thing. Maybe this is a fake. Maybe this is a fake trailer. I just don't know because it's showing me a thing that says Dracula Untold 2.
On
Hold on,
Google.
Hold on. I'm opening it up. Hold on. Okay, it's fake. It's fake. Okay, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. Okay.
I'm looking at the box office and this thing, and like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely interesting classic monsters and whatnot. But the last vampire film I can think of that came out was it The Last Voyage of the Demeter, whatever it's called.
Which is just a retelling, or not retelling. It's
you know that fucking one scene from the original Nosferatu where like this boat comes in, there's no one alive on board, just the coffin. The ship's all, the cruise. That's it. They're just doing the vampire running around, and they're like, oh, it's based on the chapter from Dracula. And it's like, that's why your vampire looks like Nosferatu.
The only thing I know about Nosferatu is that episode of SpongeBob where Nosferatu was flickering the lights off and on.
So, the thing with Nosferatu, one of my favorite films ever, silent film from the 20s. They couldn't get the rights to Dracula at the time, so they basically made Count Orlok, Nosferatu des Vampires. But it's Dracula, all right? But they call him Nosferatu for legal reasons at the time. And yeah, they basically, since the film's now public domain, anytime they need a Dracula, but they can't have a Dracula, they just
go to him.
Yeah, they just use Nosferatu face.
Legally distinct Dracula.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's a great film. It was remade by Werner Herzog in the 80s. Don't quote me on that. Might have been the 70s. Remakes just not. I love Werner Herzog, baby, darling, Uncle Werner. It's not your best work, all right?
Anne Rice uses Draculas in all her work. How come she's not getting sued for all those Draculas?
Because she got past the point of public domain and fair use, basically. When that film came out in the 20s, it was still very much copyrighted by the Stoker estate, and I don't think face law had been established at that point.
So you're telling me that if I got turned into a Dracula by another Dracula, then I would own whoever owns the Dracula copyright money for being a Dracula?
Yes. Kinda. I think you might have to pay in blood, though.
But that's not fair. I didn't sign up to be a Dracula. I just got turned into a Dracula. I didn't know she was a Dracula.
Skill issue.
Well, did you sign up to be born in America? Tough titty. Pay your social security taxes, fuckboy.
You're the one that invited her into your house. That's the one rule about Draculas. They're not allowed in unless you invite
Well, I
them.
didn't know that
Yeah.
women could be Draculas. I'm sorry, I'm sexist.
How
Women
did
can
the
be
fucking
Draculas?
Carmilla is right there. It predates Dracula.
I thought that was
Queen of the Damned is right fucking there as well. For fuck's sake, there was an entire Swedish film about this called Let the Right One In, fuckhead. Come
I thought
on.
those were just fan fictions about Draculas, not real Draculas.
No, Carmilla predates Dracula by at least like half a century.
Oh my god.
I
There's a
think.
Dracula named
Been a
Dracula?
while.
Yes.
Yes.
What the fuck? Why did
Yeah.
he just call himself Dracula?
Because his original name was Vlad.
Vlad Tepes III of House Dracula,
But that would be like
son of the
but
dragon.
that's like Sonic the Hedgehog calling himself Hedgehog the Hedgehog. Why did Dracula call himself Dracula?
Because Vlad the Impaler was a little too fucking obvious.
Vlad the
knows.
Dracula. There you go.
Well, it was House Dracula, so it makes sense. He's been alive for a few hundred fucking years. If he goes into the fucking off license and tries to buy a pint of fucking, I don't know, absinthe, and goes, here's my ID, and they go, wait, the fuck? Vlad the Impaler? How the fuck are you still alive? Actually,
What do
my
you mean
name's,
your social
Count
security number
Dracula.
is 1?
It's not even 1, it's like -1.
0.5. Like, what the fuck?
If I was ever locked inside a house
Sure.
full of Draculas, I'd probably shit and come myself.
Oh my god.
If I was ever in a house
You
full of
would become a
Draculas,
Dracula.
I would attempt to fuck them because I know vampires are notoriously horny.
Devin, if you fuck a
about to
Dracula,
say-
you're gonna become a Dracula, and then you own Universal Studios or whoever a Dracula tax.
Well, hang on, I
Okay,
don't
and-
think that's how that works. I think you can fuck
Look,
a Dracula safely.
I think
The
I've got a
fighting
little
part.
leeway here as the person here who has voiced 2 vampires. I think I have a little more leeway than any of you.
What's a vampire?
2 cunty vampires to be
2
specific.
cunty vampires, yes.
What's a vampire?
Besides, if Devin becomes a Dracula, he turned into a chupacabra.
I voiced 2 Draculas.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes, I voiced Dio Brando, and I voiced
Dracula.
Hyde from Coffee Talk.
Ooh, in
A very cunty
in a
Dracula.
tournament of Draculas, what Dracula would be the top Dracula?
Oh, that's easy.
Dracula
Dio.
Castlevania.
You guys all talked at once, and I could not understand any of you. Devin first.
Dio Brando.
Okay, I think I agree with that. Adam?
What Fly said, Dracula Castlevania.
Castlevania Dracula.
Duh.
That guy loses in every single one of those games.
Dio loses every single fucking.
Dio won actually technically in the first bit of the manga.
Yeah,
Has Dio come back? No. I rest case.
Dio
Once.
they rebooted the fucking entire universe and fucking made it take place in America.
Now he's a gay horseman.
He can't win anymore.
I still think Dio. I think Dio. I think Dio is the better vampire there. Not from a I think Dio's better than them. It's from a he literally has more powers than most vampires I've seen, and he has a stand. I mean, if he had control of Jonathan's body down the way he had control of his own body, along with having a stand, it's not even a fucking contest.
How come he doesn't use Space Ripper stingy eyes in part 3 when he had them in part 1? He can shoot lasers out of his fucking eyes. Why did he just do that
he
again?
can't control his body correctly the way that because his body isn't. They literally say in the manga that
Okay, but he can do it when he doesn't have a body? When he's in the jar?
shut up, Flyer.
Araki forgot.
Iraqi forgot.
As usual.
So-
Ferrati.
So I think I want to agree that Dio would probably be the most powerful Dracula, but then I remember Alucard for also Castlevania, and he's a
Dracula backwards.
He's a very
yeah.
good Dracula. I like his Dracula, and canonically, his Dracula survives into the late 2100s. So I think he might.
Yeah, but then he turns Japanese and gay.
Yeah,
Gendo Arikado.
but he can flip between the Japanese gay man and his Dracula form at will, because there's Alucard mode in both. No, not both, but Alucard modes in Dawn of Sorrow.
Oh, fuck. Fly, what's the name of the monitor in the DC comic universe?
I don't know.
That's a fucking really powerful vampire. Just forget his fucking name.
The Monitor's a Dracula.
More something. Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Dracula that owes Moon Knight money.
I thought the Monitor was just a multi-dimensional being.
He's a vampire.
What's a vampire?
A Dracula.
Oh, okay. How is he a Dracula?
The whole
Yeah, since when did he suck off people?
Yeah, I don't remember. So remember, I don't read comics, so I only know things that I've read on like wiki pages or in like vague nerd forums when I need something to jerk off to, and nothing gets me off quite like nerds insulting each other during a flame war, and they're both wrong.
I should probably specify not the monitor, the dark monitor, because he quite
The
literally.
anti-monitor?
Yeah.
If your monitor's dark, you just turn the brightness up, silly.
Yeah, he's
Is
basically.
that really a Dracula, though? Just because you absorb energy from someone, don't make you a Dracula.
Yeah, like
That's kinda how it
Morbius.
He does
absorbs
drink blood.
plasma.
Michael
He does.
Morbius is a Dracula, though.
Does drink blood. He does. Oh, he's technically, by definition, drink blood. Doesn't like sunlight.
So
Okay, but is he cunty?
That's a Dracula.
Is he
very
cunty?
cunty? Very cunty. He's got a Village People
He's a
mustache.
Dracula.
Devon brought up Michael Morbius in the Spider-Man the animated series canon where he sucks plasma through his hands.
Plasma from his hands.
Is he a Dracula because he's absorbing plasma through his hands and he can't bite people? Is that even a Dracula anymore? Or is that some weird third thing?
I think that was. Like
I mean, there's things in the vampire mythos about
Yeah.
doing that with your hands, not just your teeth.
There's also energy
don't know.
vampires that drain your energy.
There's also energy vampires that are just unpleasant to be around, and they suck all the life out of a room.
Just like my
Mhm.
ex-wife.
You were never married.
Mandrake.
When will
that's
she
the name of
finish absorbing David Draymond's energy, or is he unlimited?
audio commentary for listeners who are not here for the video side of things. Xander has given us the 1,000-yard stare and is blinking. He currently looks a little bit like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, about to go for the tunnel and start singing. Oh no. Oh no. Brace yourselves. We're going to finally have the return of the Spinosaurus. Maybe. That was Xander's going to light a doobie again.
I'm sorry, that's so just this fucking reaction. This implies that Xander's ex-wife is with David Draymond sucking his energy among other things. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna let Xander hit this bong rip. Oh, he's gotta wait for his bong to heat up.
Mr. Audience at home / Mrs. Audience at home / what was
Them audience
how's
at
that
home.
pronounced? Mix, MX, whatever MX is pronounced
Zim.
as. David Draymond is
Mixer.
a cunt. And he is a fuck. He is a cunt fuck. And I'm going to make you listen to this bong hit and not edit it out.
Future editors note: pull up the bit, which is the ooh ah ah ah, but it's the skeleton with the trumpet.
David Draymond fucked
Covered
his
his
wife.
up.
He pulled out
I
his
think-
disturbed cock and pissed all over her.
You idiot. I think
You think that he says ooh ah 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 when he comes?
Oh, absolutely. I think the Davids have merged. I think the David Draymond of the multiverse and the David Draymond of this reality have merged from the.
All right,
What
listen
is
here,
it saying?
you dumb
What if
ass
this
fucks.
is a
I'm about to learn you about the fucking mythos of the David Draymond. There are two David Draymonds. One is David Draymond. He's the lead singer of Disturbed. He is also weird. we don't look up to him. He is the enemy. We do not like him. He is a copy. He is a clone. He is not the real David Draymond. There is a second David Draymond, David Michael Draymond of the Council of Davids, who was the second right-hand man of David Bowie. We've been over this one, David Batista, all of them. It's in our episode, The Council of Davids, whatever the fuck that one, or David Bowie and his friends, or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't remember the episode title. Anyway, David Michael Draymond travels the multiverse in order to try to fix things after the Council of Davids has been betrayed from within by another David. He has been stuck in our world, however, because an evil sorcerer, whose name I cannot reveal on this recorded broadcast because his name gives him power, trapped his spirit within an evil crystal. And that evil crystal is about the size and shape of one of Sonic's Chaos Emeralds. However, it is stored inside one of those little glass ones, so it's not exactly easy to find. There's no difference between it and anything that you can buy in an arts and crafts store. It is very hard to find the Chaos Emerald necessary to free David Michael Draymond's soul from our dimension. So, while I am on this quest, he shall remain and stick here and suffer. Meanwhile, evil sorcerer, who has taken his body upon him, has decided to make a clone and stick him in place of the real David Michael Draymond. This David Draymond joined a band called Brawl in Chicago, and then they eventually changed their name to Disturbed, and they went on to wide success. This band would then infiltrate my brainwaves as a child when I would watch Dragon Ball Z. And the next time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku's gonna go Super Saiyan, while goes in the background, and this giant green slug guy from a planet called Namek gets his ass kicked. Yeah. Little did I know, there was the evil wizard incepting the idea of you should look up to David Draymond and listen to everything he says into my brain, so I would become an unwitting pawn in this scheme of schemes. Because at this point, I had been reborn inside a 7-Eleven, as you know, I had been spinivore, as previously covered in another episode.
I'm sorry. I was also looking through our titles. It was David Bowie and His Amazing Friends.
Okay, cool.
Also, Super Saiyan God Super Dreaming.
If you had any indication about what this man just said and understood it, please leave a comment, because I want to know what the fuck's going on.
One day we will understand the true nature of the Spinosaurus, much like we'll understand the true nature of Brother Bear.
Anyway, this is all your guys' fault, because you brought up both Spinosaurus and David Draymond, and you know those are my trigger words.
Are they?
Yeah. I just went on a giant rant about David Draymond and Spinosaurus after hearing those words.
It's true.
Oh. I thought your trigger was a Brother Bear. Our fire is brown. Brother Bear, I let you down.
No, I sing that song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's a question. I guess I'm the question guy this episode. Because we were talking about Draculas, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you had to be any classic movie monster, what would you be?
Godzilla.
Like the actual monster or playing the monster?
Like the monster.
Godzilla.
Like if you would, that's not.
Yes, he is.
Does Godzilla count?
He was in a black and white movie.
1954?
Okay, so you want to be a kaiju, Xander?
I want to be the Godzilla.
Which
All right,
city
you know what? That's too easy.
first?
That's on me. I should have seen that coming.
I love how easily you just admitted defeat for something we weren't even, that wasn't even a confrontation on. You're just like, all right, fuck it. Adam, your turn. What would you be?
I'm thinking from worst to best. The worst is probably being like Frankenstein's monster, right? Like that's got to be the worst.
Probably a zombie. Because at least Frankenstein's
Is
monster
that not
can
just
feel.
Frankenstein's monster?
Classic era we're talking here. So zombies would be 60s, and yeah, I think we can agree that classic era ends in the 50s, right? So zombies be like White Zombie, whether it's possessed, not really, no.
White Zombies, Rob Zombie's old band.
Yeah. There's also the name of a film starring Bela Lugosi, which brings me to my point. So playing the Wolfman being the Wolfman would probably suck, because I quite like going out at night and full moons, can't have them. I love drive-ins, can't do it.
And he loves ass. Woo!
Loves ass. That said, now, would I lose daylight being Dracula? Yes. But I'd also gain the ability to turn into a bat, to drink blood, and to fuck forever. So that's
you would
my answer.
only be able to drink blood. You wouldn't be able to eat regular food.
When I did keto a few years ago, I basically ate nothing but red meat, so I can live with that.
No, only blood. No food.
I know, blood. That's fine. I can go on a smoothie diet. Blood fucking shakes. I'll just shake it over ice. Problem solved.
All right, but you couldn't have Wawa anymore, right? Like you wouldn't be able to have like cheesesteaks
I
anymore.
mean, you'd be able to
You
eat the
wouldn't-
people outside the Wawa.
Yeah,
But I could operate with no sleep and get so much shit done.
No, you still have to slumber.
What are you gonna do in the day?
I guess.
Hang on. Is there anything that states that a Dracula can't eat food? I understand that they don't get any nutrition from it, but like...
They can't eat people
everything
food.
tastes
They throw it
like
up.
dirt.
It turns to ash in the mouth. It's part of the curse.
Yeah.
Now, some media definitely plays up, makes them more comedic, like what we do in the shadows has them like projectile vomiting.
Yeah.
Other media has him like drink it and he can do it, but then afterwards he's very weak for a little bit. Then other media has Dracula eating completely fine. So fuck if I know. That's it. You save a shitload in grocery bills, and fucking groceries are expensive right now.
How are you gonna get the blood?
Right, but where are you getting blood from? Yeah, how are you getting the blood?
I love how mine and Devon's
gonna say
brains
something
sync up
else.
every single fucking time.
I was gonna say something really fucked up, which I'm not.
You're not
going
sucking.
to.
You're not
We've got
sucking
one
on.
level.
You're not. No.
Was it
no.
period blood?
No. Something a bit more.
I love how
What's worse than
I love
that?
how
then?
offended you got by me just saying that.
No, that's
You're
too
such a
easy.
Brit.
That's too easy. Oh my god, you guys are gonna make me. I'm on the spot now, aren't I?
I mean, I can.
Yeah.
You're the one that
I
brought
had
it
you
up.
saying Reptar, so I can
I
always
knew-
edit it out.
okay, you may have to reptile this, but I live next to a city which per capita has one of the highest number of heroin addicts in the country.
Wow. You
So
don't
I'm
want
gonna-
you
People would
don't-
undone.
I'm
No,
going for the.
no,
No, I'm not going for the
no,
addicts.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
going for that. I'm going for the drug dealers because no one's gonna miss those cunts.
Oh.
I'm just saying, I got an unlimited supply of fucking cunts. that
So
no
what? You're
one's
gonna be like a
miss.
vampire superhero now?
I love.
Yeah, come
You're
on.
going to
You're
be like you're
gonna be
going
like
to Morb.
You're gonna be like Blade. You're gonna be like some
You're
motherfuckers always
morbing.
trying to ice skate uphill, taking out heroin dens.
Nobody's gonna miss him. That's all
You're
I'm
just
saying.
becoming
I love-
Morb. You know that, right? That's just morbing.
I fucking.
That's all you're done. Just
I
morb
would
out.
never endorse capital punishment, but no one's gonna miss those fuckers, all right?
I heard the butt.
I love how the moment he says there's a bunch of heroin addicts, immediately all three of us suspect that he's going to drink the blood of heroin addicts. You two,
the dealers. I want the
you
dealers.
guys express concern, but my brain immediately goes, "Do you get high off heroin addicts' blood?"
If what we do in the
Yeah.
shadows is anything to go by, if you drink people's blood while they're high, you also get high.
Okay, I don't recommend that. Heroin's not fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for the heroin addicts. I would go for the dealers.
I go for the potheads.
If I go for the dealers and Reptar, Berks County Patriots, Reptar, Xander, you have enough material there to cheers, bud.
It's not funny when you just do it.
I'd be fine.
You gotta say the offensive thing and let me edit it out.
I said something in the middle that we'll need you to edit out because I don't want those fucking people anywhere near me. But yeah, no, that's my answer. Dracula.
Okay, Flyer.
Such an easy
What Dracula
answer.
would you be?
Wait, hold on. It wasn't what Dracula would you be. It was what classic monster would you be?
You'd also be a Dracula. Come on.
Frankenstein monster.
Why?
Frankenstein's
That's
bride?
the worst one to be.
It's because Frankenstein gets a wife?
But
Oh.
no.
Damn. I was like, oh,
Fred
Why?
West also had a fucking wife. Like, what is
Why do you want to be Frankenstein, Flyer?
That's a morbid joke. Don't
I
Google
don't
that
want
one.
to be Frankenstein. I want to be the monster.
Why do you want to be Frankenstein's monster?
Which is the scientist.
technically speaking, if Frankenstein's monster is the
Scientist
son.
is the monster.
is the-
Oh my god.
Yeah, read the fucking
Technically
book.
speaking, if Frankenstein's monster is the son of Frankenstein, that also makes him Frankenstein, so calling him Frankenstein's fine.
No.
Ha.
It's the scientist is what he's saying.
I know, but I just wanted to actually, Devon's actually. Oh, shit.
I'll break your
I lost my
tits.
flip flop with the universe.
Good.
Fuck wants to be Gene Wilder. God damn it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to be Gene Wilder?
It's true. Gene Wilder is pretty cool. Was pretty cool.
Frankenstein.
All right, I guess I get to answer, or Xander, do you? Well, you already answered with Kaiju.
Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would be the Invisible Man.
Yeah, but
Okay, so obviously not to go
I
sneak
know
into
why.
restrooms and watch people pee. For what?
Obviously, no. For me, because it's just like, here's the thing. I already do voiceover, so like my voice is what's needed. I have a PNG, a VTuber model, so like if I want people to see me, there that is, right? It's I don't know. I mean, like, it just seems pretty simple. I can still like wear clothes, and it's just like, okay.
Can the Invisible
so,
Man
like,
uninvisible?
No.
Well, then you
No.
can't do facial motion capture.
My model doesn't
Mother
need
fucking
it's
face
voice
But
activated.
I need it.
Then smell the fucker face cream. Like, Devon could still put the dots on their
No,
face. That's
we
how
don't
that
use the
works.
dots.
It's
There's no
dot
physical
singular.
presence there.
It's one beauty mark. I have the one beauty mark. Thank you.
No, Devon, I meant the fucking facial tracking dots
We-
used for
oh.
the
We don't
technology
use the
tracking,
facial
not you.
tracking dots anymore. We
Oh, your
use
pretty face.
3D depth of field cameras.
Okay.
Then just have Devon smother his face. Their face
Again,
over
my
foundation.
model is voice activated. It doesn't. It's not 3D. It's 2D, so it reacts to my voice and buttons I press.
I need your facial motion capture data when you perform voiceover for me for the project I'm working on.
I'm sorry. That's beside the point. I would want to be the Invisible Man.
Incredible how you can
See right through me.
But it ruins my entire life if you do that. Yeah, don't you think about how your actions affect me?
Devon,
I have
you know,
never
you get-
once thought about how my actions affect you, Xander. That's why a lot of our friendship works the way it does.
You to be the Invisible Man, just don't become Hollow Man, okay?
You don't want me to go hollow?
Now that man was a cunt.
But I like Bleach.
Hollow Man starring Kevin Bacon.
But I like Bleach.
I've never watched Kevin Bacon.
I like how you didn't go. Okay.
Philistines. I'm surrounded by fucking Philistines.
Feet, fuck feet. Put on your fucking
Put
feet.
on your fucking feet.
Now, Hollow Man was what? God, what year was Hollow Man? 99, 98?
I don't know.
Basically, they think what are the Invisible Man, but it also made him like unhinged.
Oh no, I just think it's an easy answer because I just like I could be a vampire, right? And
What's a
it wouldn't
vampire?
bother me, but like, okay, Xander, this bit's getting old real quick. I could be a Dracula, but like, I like food too much. There's a lot of foods I enjoy, and I just don't
Food
think
is
I
pretty
could
good.
I don't think I could give that up for eternal life, you know? Because like, what's the point of eternal life if I can't enjoy things, you know? Like, I know I can still enjoy things, right? Like there's stuff I can't enjoy, like, you know, playing like the things I already like, you know, Gunpla, card games, playing video games, stuff like that. But like, I can't go out and enjoy, like, you know, like the foods I like to go out and eat, or I guess that's the main thing. Actually, I'm still on the food thing. I can't
Put
think
on
of anything
sunscreen.
else I wouldn't be able to enjoy. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
That's not how that. That's
There
not.
does
how
not
that
exist
works.
an FPF high
Yeah,
enough.
we have SPF 1000 at this point.
No,
Yeah, we do. I'm not even bullshitting you on that one. So if you like dress up in specific clothes and then put on sunscreen on the bits that you have to keep exposed in order to fucking go eat and stuff, and then
Okay, what about the fact that the sun is symbolically supposed to be the light of God, and that's what's fucking
Uh,
killing you, and not the sun itself in a
well,
literal sense?
Reddit r/atheism told me that God isn't real, so I don't think we have to follow the rules of the Lord.
I thought a Ricky Gervais movie told you that God wasn't real and that God was a lie.
No, Reddit also
Yeah.
told Ricky Gervais that God wasn't real.
So we have Reddit to blame for that movie.
Yeah, we have Reddit to blame for Ricky Gervais. Speaking of Draculas,
I believe that.
fucking I keep forgetting to bring this up. I read an entire fucking manga in the span of 2 weeks. Fucking so after I'm done talking about this, I want to ask you guys about things that you have fucking read or watched or listened to recently. But fucking I watched this series called Call of the Night. Fucking just because I saw this screenshot of the Dracula lady in it, and I was like, oh wow, she's hot. So I started watching the show, and it turned out to be really good. But it was only one season long because the second one hasn't been released yet. And I'm impatient, so I got the entire fucking manga and binged it, and it was really fucking good. And I was like, damn, why don't I read more of this shit? And then I got to the ending, and then like every fucking manga I've ever read in my entire life, it trips on the ending, and I'm reminded why I don't read manga anymore. But it was a very good experience, and I'm happy I watched and read it, and I'm definitely gonna watch season 2.
I feel like the ending is always the hardest thing to nail, because either you're gonna fuck it up completely, everyone hates you, and you ruin the tone of your entire thing, or you get the 1 in a million chance we hit it perfectly, and then all of a sudden, if you ever had any ideas on what to do else with these characters, you can't, because
exactly.
Yep,
I understand how that feels.
I think I will go last here because I have been reading and watching a lot of stuff recently, and I have a lot to talk about on that front then.
Oh. I read Dave Grohl's book recently, The Storyteller.
Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl, yeah. It's really sweet. It's really nice. He talks a lot about how he met his wife and hanging out with his wife. And then it came out they had an affair and now has a out of wedlock child. So I'm going to move on from this and pass it over the flyer. My timing was impeccable.
I don't know. I guess I got a new book recently. I haven't started it yet.
What is it?
Empire of the Ants.
What's it about?
By Bernard Werber. I don't know. I haven't started it yet.
Well, what's on the back of the book? What's the preface?
In a pine stump in a park tree, in a park, lives a civilization as complex and intelligent as our own, and just as determined to survive. Here, 2 ants, a russet warrior and a young female destined to be a queen, set out on a perilous journey to save their comrades from a strange new weapon. They will brave savage bears, rapacious termites, poisonous beetles, and the swift, murderous guardians at the edge of their world. Yet what lies at the end of their quest is far more dangerous, for in a nearby house lives a family of the most barbaric creatures of all. The Welleses have inherited their new home, unaware of the threat it poses to an entire nation. Soon they, and those who follow them, will understand the cryptic warning left by the previous owner. Never go down into the cellar.
Sounds interesting.
That'll sound fun.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Ants.
Ants.
I love that commercial.
I love that. Me too. All right, I guess it's my turn. Okay. So I read a fucking lot of manga. I read a metric fuckload of manga. I am currently in the middle of reading Sakamoto Days, which is a fun series about a assassin who left the assassin life and became fat and opened up a convenience store. So and the series is basically about how a hit got put out on him, and it's worth $1 million. He's got to figure out, like, why did this hit get put on me? So it's pretty interesting. One Piece, I'm not going to get into that because that's very fucking long. Kagurabachi, which is pretty solid. It started out, people were like jokingly making the series out to be like really cool and like shit posty and whatnot, but like it actually got pretty interesting, so I've been reading it a lot. Shinobi Undercover, it's new. It's basically what's on the box. It's a ninja undercover in a school trying to protect this one person. It's all right so far. Undead Unluck. That is a series I've been getting really into recently. So it's a series about these people who are kind of like cursed in a way, with these abilities that cause them to kind of like go against the rules of the world, and things happen to them. The main 2 characters are Undead, which is a guy named Andy who cannot die. He is trying to die. He's trying to figure out a way to die. and he just can't die. Like he's literally, this man literally gets like stabbed, blown up, blasted, hit with meteors, and lives on the sun.
He gets Looney Tunes.
He gets Looney Tunes essentially, and he lives through all of it. The other character is Unluck, and basically anybody that she touches gets a unlucky things happen to them, and depending on how much she cares for that person, that's how much more devastating the unluck is, and it also is how long she holds on to that person. It will be extremely unlucky to the point where she hugged her parents and they died in a airplane accident.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. She kisses the main character once. Like this is way later on, by the way. This is like I want to say like not halfway through, maybe like 50 or 60 chapters in. She kisses him and then causes a meteorite to spawn, and like it's crazy. It's really good because the fights are great, the storytelling is great, the characters are great, all the development that they go through is really amazing. There was a bit I fucking cried during the ending of one of the arcs. I was sobbing. It was so fucking good, and I was just like, I shouldn't be crying at this, but I am. What the fuck? So it was so good. It's wrapping up. It's getting near the end right now. But I really like it so far, so I'm going to be definitely keeping up with it. The other thing I've been reading is Dandadan, which recently got its anime debut. It's very good. The anime is great. The animation's really good. It's done by the same studio, I think, that did Scott Pilgrim. Yeah. And that's really, it's just fantastic all around. I've really been enjoying the manga. I've been reading it for, I want to say a couple of months now. I got caught up with the manga, and because I was just like, oh, they're doing the Dandadan in theaters. Okay, cool. I'll read the manga and then see if I want to go watch it. And then I proceeded to read the entire series and get caught up with it within a week. So it's very good. Definitely one of my favorite series to come out of Shonen Jump, I'm going to say, in the last couple of years. I highly recommend it. It's a very good rom-com. And the fights are very interesting. The story, I like where it's going so far. And I again, genuinely, I give it like a 9, maybe a 9.5 out of 10. Like it's really fun. And that's kind of where I'll cut it there. There's some more things I've been reading and watching. But that's kind of where I'm at right now.
And I'm looking forward to, speaking of reading stuff, I think next month we have not one but 2 chapters of Berserk to look forward to, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, hell yeah.
New arc, baby, and it's the first time that Louis let completely loose without Mario's guidance Mario's script over the shoulder, so see how it goes. We'll see.
The phrase "you've lost Luigi privileges" just flashed in my head.
To explain the joke, so everyone on the community kind of jokingly referred to Kentucky Mario. Sorry, Kentaro Miura as Kentucky Mario was a running gag, and when he died, and it was announced that his assistant, whose name I've actually forgotten, shit, I've forgotten the name of it now. Koji Mori, sorry. Koji Mori. Everyone kind of joked, you know what? This is the highest honor we can bestow upon you as a community. You are now Luigi. So since then, Mori has always been Luigi to everybody now. To explain that joke. But yeah, we're all just here, just like, fingers crossed. It's been pretty good so far with Luigi running the show. So knock on wood, next month, 2 chapters. Let's go.
We'll see how it goes.
This new arc.
Hopefully it's good.
Good. Gonna make me cry, but you know. Look. What about you, Flyman?
We already got flyers.
What about you, Xander? Sorry.
I started it, remember?
Yeah, he started it.
Oh fuck! I thought Devon started it.
No, I ended it. I said I was ending it.
I'm blonde. I'm sorry, people. I'm blonde.
You're dumb bitch. Speaking of dumb bitch things, all right. I know Xander wanted to talk about this because he wanted to talk about an addendum to Sparking Zero.
But before we do that, we have the weekly segment.
Yeah. How much money have I spent on Nikkei?
How much more has this dumb bitch spent on Nikkei?
I was at 355 last time.
Where were we at last time?
355?
I'm
thought
not
it was
allowed
something.
because he told me the number a few days ago, but I don't know if it's radically shifted
So
since.
I don't believe I've told you the number. You are allowed because it has radically. I'm fucking radically shifted. Go ahead and guess, Devon. You first. Remember, we were at
Okay,
355 last
radically
time.
shifted from 355. I'm gonna go with 437.
Okay, going for a weird end. Adam.
506.
Liar.
Well, a couple of days ago, you mentioned that it was like in the 420s. So now that you're saying it's radically shifted from that,
that's cheating.
470.
Jesus fucking Christ! Flyer got it direct on at $470.
I wanted to say 470, but I was just like, maybe that's too high. But what the fuck, dude?
Have you considered like touching
Yeah.
glass?
And he's not even doing this to get characters. He's doing it for like promotion materials.
So okay, there was a really cute outfit. It was $20 for the season
All right,
pass.
which character?
We've lost him.
That one was Miranda. I don't use her in anything, but I thought the outfit was better than the stupid police outfit she's in all the time. Plus, I actually really wanted the like fucking 35 pull cards that it gave you for that, and I was like, hey, cute outfit for this bitch I never use, and 35 chances to gamble for only $20. Sure. And then the new character came out, and then I don't care about her, but the new packs came out with the new gamble cards in them, and I was like, 55 gamble cards for $55. Okay. And then I did that, and then I spent $20 twice after that on something that I don't remember. It was definitely on a whim, and then my card was like, you can no longer spend on this game during this month. I was like, thank you.
I wish it was a video podcast so you could see my face of judgment.
He's very upset.
So this is definitely an example of when people go, hey, you should play this gacha in the future. It will remain no, because I'm never letting myself get this invested in something. I just want to fucking finish the single player, and it won't let me. And it's like, I've given you money, just let me do it. Just let me do it. Not even the free, really super powerful people that it gives you. Not even they can do it anymore. The storyline outleveled the guaranteed wins, and it's like, there's only like 15 chapters left. So yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What? I'm having fun. And I'm working 104 hours every paycheck. So I have the money for it, you know? And it's not like I'm buying
Working overtime for PNGs, man. Working overtime for PNGs.
I don't even give a fuck about the PNGs. The PNGs are the fucking means to an end, because it's like, you have to fucking... Okay, this is all Moon Channel's fault, because the stupid fucking video on fucking gotcha games and misogyny and all that shit was super fucking engaging, got me fucking like interested in this shit. I unironically like the fucking storyline in this thing. It's one of the most fucking like engaging like fucking storylines in a fucking game that I've played in a while. And it let me get so far into it where my brain's hooked and I need to know what fucking happens next, and then cut me the fuck off. And then is also a gambling machine on top of that. So it's just fucking two dopamine cycles running into each other. Which is why...
So you're saying they say what you're coming and
Yeah.
going.
It's also exploitation, like 100%. But... I'm justifying it by not buying other video games.
This motherfucker wants to be exploited, ladies.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time a vaguely feminine person exploited me for thousands of dollars.
It won't be the
No,
last.
we're not at thousands yet.
Like we have like Xander, we have to laugh at that, otherwise we're gonna kill each other.
At this rate, it'll be in the thousands. In let's see, when did we start this? Like, when did you start playing, Nikkei?
4 months ago, ish.
4 months ago. In 4 months, you've spent $470. So if we are implying that you do not finish the game within
By this
about,
time next year.
no, I would say at about, with the rate he's going, in about 6 to 7 months, we'll have hit the thousands.
Well, thankfully for me,
I'm gonna say
a lot of the fucking stupid gambling machine characters that you get are like right about to hit their stupid max whatever, so that way you can actually level them up to the max and then actually finish the fucking story. And I have actually looked ahead at this shit so I don't like play the game stupid or like misdo shit and waste resources and shit. So I've spoiled on what like next to the mechanics are. I've only got one fucking stupid gambling mechanic to deal with left, and it's like the dumbest fucking shit for like overloading your armor or whatever. Every other mechanic's already been introduced, and I've already maxed out that shit. So I'm just waiting for the fucking game to just give me the goddamn stupid fucking characters that I need, so I can fucking make the max level, so I can finish the fucking game. So I can be like, yay, friendship was the real power the whole time, and caring about people and treating people like humans and the power of love saved the day, like every video game. But I need it. I need it in my veins. I need it up my nose. I need it in my lungs. I need it applied to me as an ointment. I need it as a drink. I need it as a fucking eye serum. You know, I need to know what the fuck happens. And, but I can't look it up, because if I just looked it up, then why have I spent all this money?
The power of love will save the day and heal all, like it does in every video game. I wish it was a video podcast, because I'm currently holding up a copy of the PlayStation 2 version of Silent Hill 2, and Xander is looking at me like, fuck you, man.
I would have played the new Silent Hill 2. I really do. It looks good. I'm getting it for Grim for Christmas.
I couldn't help myself, Xander. That was too easy, sorry. It was also on my desk.
I don't get the joke.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, though. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
the power of love.
That's the end of that segment. We all know it's gonna end with the power of love or some dumb shit, or it could end completely fucked up. And I kind of hope it ends completely fucked up, because there's not enough stories that end with just, and then everybody fucking died and it was gruesome. The end.
Give me back Marion.
Exactly.
I mean,
give me back Marion. God damn it. We got her back for like fucking 2 goddamn missions, and then we had to give her away because that stupid fat motherfucker.
No, now she lives in the kingdom.
Now she's a fucking goddamn pilgrim, and just I'm gonna fucking beat you in the fucking face. Let me cure them, goddammit.
You want a story that's feel good, uplifting while it lasts, but has deep, complex characters that ends on a finite note where everyone just fucking dies. And it's a bad ending.
Baldur's Gate 3 Dirge Route.
No. Even easier than that. You want Seinfeld.
They just go to jail at the end of that. That's not death.
They get executed.
They don't get executed.
They get executed. That's the whole controversy with the ending. They get fucking executed.
Yeah, because they did like.
Yeah.
What's the reason? What's the reason they execute? I've seen all of Seinfeld, but like my brain is like, yeah, they just go to the jail at the end. I didn't realize they get executed over just watching a dude get robbed.
Yeah, because they didn't do anything. It was basically then a bunch of like people, characters just come through the random dumb shit they done throughout the entire series, and they get fucking executed.
They don't get executed.
The characters are all
Jerry
officially
Seinfeld
dead.
lives among
They
us.
seriously get executed. The character Jerry Numbnuts. Like,
I mean, okay, you know what? I'm gonna look this up.
Flyer, those aren't getting recorded, and I'm not putting them in the podcast. Stop making those noises. We're gonna get copyright strike for our 3 views of video.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No, Jerry Seinfeld walks among us. Oh god, that's why you played the Among Us noise. Okay, I didn't get it at first. You guys just witnessed me in real time understanding a joke. Jesus Christ. Do I need to edit out this silence while you guys look up Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah. No, okay.
I'm looking it up right now. Okay.
What was the last thing? Wasn't the last thing he was in like the fucking Pop Tarts movie?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
King of Breakfast
I
or
don't
some
remember,
shit.
but he also just recently walked back all his statements on the extreme left. They're not making comedy bad anymore. He disagrees with his previous statements. So, I guess we can over. No, I'm not. I'll have to YouTube that. Don't say that. Never mind.
Wait, Wayne Knight's still alive? Why do I think Wayne Knight died? Yeah, Lane gets separated, goes to women's prison, and yeah, Joe performs stand-up at the end. Jonathan Kramer is laughing. Joe's being heckled for the stage. Kramer gives a standing ovation. Oh,
Kramer says the
I
N-word.
remember that.
that was later. That was later.
Yeah.
That was in hell after his execution.
Also, apparently, the original broadcast occurred the same night Frank Sinatra died.
Oh,
one
shit.
and two.
And they went out
The
his
original.
way.
Yeah. May 14th, 1998.
Is Frank Sinatra Jr. still alive?
I think so, yeah.
Family Guy. Family Guy, Brian
Frank
Griffin.
Jr.
Da-da-da-da.
No, Frank Sinatra Jr. died in 2016.
God damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks, commentators, curse.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people died in 2016, to be fair.
Should we? No, that. Never mind. That's really bleak.
Let's not bring that up. Let's not bring that up.
And
You can't say that while we're on record doing a recording and then not explain what
I
this
can just
joke
cut it
Okay,
out.
is.
fine.
just cut out me even bringing it up, so we don't even have to fucking. Because it's fucked up to joke about it.
But then you have to cut out all of this. You have to take the last minute and just cut it all out.
Yeah, it's fine. I have to cut that burp out.
Okay, I stand corrected. They didn't get executed. They just got put in
Thank
jail.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I told you he was still alive.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they get put in jail, and yeah, that's how it ends. They just get sent to jail.
Yeah.
That's how it
So
ends.
they don't die at the end.
The reason I thought they got executed because
No.
they were done. They weren't making another season. And like even though the network offered like stupid money, they all went, "No, we're done. We can't do this any longer." Which I kind of respect, actually. I kind of respect the no.
The only thing off
Sometimes
the
I wish
only thing
more
off
should
the
do
top
that.
of my head I know that actually ends with like a fucking bleak ass horrible ending like that is spoilers for Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah, but
seen
that's
Devon
also true of the
Crybaby.
original Devilman, so it's not really a...
Yeah. And if you count Violence Jack in that end too.
I haven't seen
that's
Violence
pretty
Jack.
fucked up too. Don't watch or read Violence Jack. I read that and I was like, go Nagai, you need fucking
So have
therapy,
you seen
dude.
I
have
love
you seen or
Uncle
read
Bill.
the original Devilman?
No, and that's the thing. So I read Violence Jack without realizing it was a fucking Devilman sequel until I got to the last chapters because spoilers for Violence Jack, it's a Devilman sequel.
Spoiler for thing that came out like 50 years ago.
So
Yeah.
I can't talk about Devilman Crybaby then. I'll be vague then. It's also made by Science Saru. It was the first Science Saru anime that I ever watched. I just turned it on a whim because I liked the way the art style was, and then I watched every episode front to back in one sitting. I live tweeted the experience. That record's gone obviously because I got suspended. And I accidentally called out the sequence of events and everything before it really happened because like it was really good at like laying the groundwork for that shit, but like not making you realize you were figuring that out. It was real weird. And God, that series fucked me up completely and fucking totally. Like remember when we saw Amazing Spider-Man 2 and I cried for like fucking 4 straight hours?
Yeah.
Devilman Crybaby for like the last fucking 4 straight episodes had me just fucking sobbing, and then I woke up the next day still fucking crying. And it is one of the most fucking like beautiful fucking like works of art that I have ever fucking experienced. It is one of my absolute favorite fucking like works of fiction, and I can never ever watch it ever again.
I think bleak endings that I really that stuck with me that are really good. Does Cowboy Bebop count for that one? The
I think
the
so.
bang? That's definitely a bleak ending. It's very good.
Yeah,
End of Evangelion, not to hit the Adam trifecta of classics this episode, because we've mentioned Berserk now, and Evangelion. I think End of Evangelion is definitely a very bleak ending, but a really good ending that sticks
I
with
feel
you.
like both those are still like too open and hopeful. Like Cowboy Bebop, like
Bebop definitely, yeah, because obviously Faye's still out there and Jet's still out there,
and then like
stuff,
the
and
implication at the end of Evangelion is spoilers for End of Evangelion because we keep spoiling extremely old things.
Well, everyone but Oscar and fucking Shinji.
The implication is that like
yeah,
since everybody's in that LCL collective in the sea, that since like fucking Asuka and Shinji could will themselves back into existence, anybody else with the strength and the desire to come back could also emerge from that sea as well. So it's like it's not like bleak and hopeless. It's more about like the connections reforming people and shit, and it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah. The other implications that they are Adam and Eve of a new world. So fuck knows.
Well, I refuse to acknowledge any Christian symbolism in Evangelion and only see it as references to Kamen Rider.
Okay.
Yes, the way that
Adam's a fucking shitlord.
Yeah, I know
didn't
want it. He doesn't know damn shit about that. He's like, I don't know, it looks cool.
I think he's half telling the truth when he says that. I think he was half like, yeah, it looks cool, and the other half of him just like, because there's so many fucking weird little nods to like weird like particularly the Dead Sea Scrolls. So many weird little references to like Judaic religions and the old Aramaic religions and to the Dead Sea Scrolls, and then just Kamen Rider not references. It's like, for fuck's sake.
My
man.
first
It's so
My first
Japanese. I love
experience
it.
to Evangelion was this insufferably like snobbish fucking crack.com article about like why Evangelion sucks. And so like
Well, there's your problem. It was crack.com. Crack.com was never funny.
So like I read all this shit and it kept living like, oh, crosses, so edgy, so cool, Christianity, oh, making it turn. But then like as I grew up and realized most Japanese media is not referencing the Christian cross. They're like literally referencing tokusatsu and shit. Like it, it's all just callbacks to Sentai and shit.
Yeah. I mean, even Games of an Odd, it definitely has a lot of religious references to it. Like, the angels are all named after prophets.
I think those are like incidental because when you look into like a lot.
It's window dressing.
Exactly. Like Adam and Eve and stuff and Lilith, that shit that generally fits with what those concepts and shit are.
Yeah.
But like the wider stuff, like some of that's just like, all right, this name sounds cool.
Tokyo 2 descending into the earth in a very similar shape to the Tree of Sephiroth.
Wow, cool shape.
The names of all the male characters being battleships from World War II. Yeah, there's some weird shit being let go of there. There's some weird shit being let go of there. It makes you wonder, because a lot of these Japanese writers, I know we're kind of joking here, but a lot of these Japanese writers are very clearly processing their demons in a way that society will kind of, let them. No stereotype here, but Japanese society is known for not being the greatest at handling mental health matters, and the suicide rate there is very high.
This episode brought to you by that one particular forest.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were about to make a better health joke.
I was, yeah. Joke. But yeah, it does make you wonder, like, with a lot of these pieces of media, like Deathman Crybaby. I know we've spoken about it. For me and Fly spoken about it a few times, kind of off of podcasts, and kind of had this. Yeah, that was Arno screaming for help at points, wasn't it? I was like, Arno screaming for help? And I don't know. Like, you look at some of this stuff and you kind of wonder what the fuck is going on. And it's the only way they can really get it out. And you look at Evangelion, you look at the Kamen Rider stuff mixed with the Christianity stuff, mixed with some very obvious trauma, generational trauma. It's kind of just like, you okay? You wanna, like, can you just speak to a therapist a couple of times a week? Something? Just, can you take something off your chest? And it's the only way to express it. I don't know. It's something about that.
That's what I've been saying about some of these manga artists and these fucking creators in Japan. It's just like, I get this is how you're working through your shit, and that's great, but please fucking seek therapy.
But you gotta remember,
I'm berserk for the
You
line.
gotta
Yeah.
remember, man, that like therapy is great. It's a wonderful and useful tool, and I wholeheartedly endorse people to like go out for it. But therapy does not cure material conditions. Manga artists have horrible material fucking conditions. It's constant suffering and stress in that life, and no amount of therapy is going to make that any fucking easier on them.
Well, therapy teaches you how to cope with things.
Not enough for
It
that.
helps you understand why you do things. Yeah, hey, a good therapist. All I'm saying. They want my
Oops, I'll go to
therapist. I'll give you a
therapy.
number.
They'll help me work through being broke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'll give them my therapist number. She's wonderful.
American healthcare. Now
Like-
you're asking them to die.
But like, but yeah, like
Better than the non-healthcare that they're choosing to go through. Yes, here's my healthcare. I live in a little shack, and I play Idol Master, and I smoke 5 packs a day. I'm Kentaro Miura.
Oh, rest in peace.
Oh, he was
buddy.
an
Rest
idol
in
master
peace.
boy.
Rip Bozo. Yeah,
No, so to explain
horrifyingly
the-
addicted.
the running so Idolmaster was kind of a joke. It was that yes, Miura did enjoy Idolmaster, but the joke was for a long time.
That's why he was on
That-
hiatus. He was doing polls.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm on hiatus. Sorry, I gotta go do some falls for Idolmaster. He was actually getting his medical.
Both can be true.
Yeah. And like he joked one last time before his final hiatus, before he died. It was just like, oh yeah, sorry, new Idolmaster game's coming out. I gotta get ready and make sure I finish my pulls this one. And then
he died. And he could
died.
not play the new game.
And then people like, what the fuck do you mean this guy's dead? Like he's only like in his early 50s, and then that like I mean it's by no joke, he had an aortic dislocation, whatever it's called. His heart literally exploded. And it's like, oh. Was
Yeah, no amount of therapy is gonna help him
and
through
everyone
that.
felt really bad for making Idolmaster jokes.
I didn't. And I still don't.
Everyone felt real bad. It's
He'd
lived
want
on,
us
though.
to.
He would want us to. He would want us to laugh. Like, you ever read the letters to Kentaro Miura thingy they put in the last?
Yeah, he's
chapter he wrote?
a goddamn lunatic.
Yeah, people love that guy.
Him and Oda
Love
are
him
both
so much.
psychopaths.
There's so many lovely letters from people in like legends of that industry in there, and they would just say like, yeah, and you wouldn't want us to be sad. You'd want us to be laughing right now and telling jokes because that's the person you were.
The
And I'm
same
just
the same sort of thing happened when Akira Toriyama passed away. Like people were just like outpourings of love and shit when he died, but people were making jokes about, you know, Dragon Balls and whatnot. So the thing with him too is like, it's just like he was hopelessly addicted to playing Dragon Quest games when they came out too, like so much so that his wife took his Nintendo away so he'd work on Dragon Ball. And it's just like, and I just realized that we're gonna have a new Dragon Quest game come out without him or Sugiyama. Fuck Sugiyama working on it.
Fucking thank God.
Yeah.
Rip Bozo.
Fuck Sugiyama.
Oh man. Anyway, let's go to this depressing topic, and let's get Xander.
Speaking of Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, fucking video game, Sparking Zero. Is that the count?
Yeah. All right, Xander.
First off, I have successfully bought tickets to see Dragon Ball Daima in fucking theaters in November. The first 3 episodes English dub with my queen Stephanie back in the role of Kid Goku. And I have never been more excited for anything in my entire life. It has been decades that I've been, man, you know what would be great? I love Colleen as Gohan, but I really want Stephanie back as Goku. And it happened. So I'm gonna go revel in that and fucking watch that in the theater, even though I could just stream it very easily. But the theater's a 3-minute walk down the street, so it's fine. In other Dragon Ball shit, previously we spoke about Sparking Zero. We talked a lot of shit about it. My complaints about the way the single player is presented, the engine issues, the menus, the structure of the single player, the clunkiness of like the ease of use shit and all that stuff, like all that remains, all that's still there. I'm still largely like negative on like the single player offerings and shit, but I have played like hours of the fucking multiplayer at this point against Devon, against Flyer, and against like just random people online and shit, and I have like really like dug into like the gameplay at this point, and figured out like the outs for everything and the counters for everything and all that shit. And I want to say that the AI in episode battle is bullshitty and is input reading, but it does actually still follow the logic of the game. It's just that I was unable to recognize how to get out of those weird ass fucking combos at that point in time. So I want to correct that and just like the AI is still bullshit, but in a way that's not like ignoring the limits of like the gameplay and the engine and shit. It's totally following the rules. I just sucked ass. You know, you can just admit that I sucked ass at that point. The input fucking reading doesn't help, but like all fighting games and all fucking games like that shit do that shit. Like that's how a lot of the AI processes that shit. So, you know, whatever. But now I've 100%ed every single fucking path in episode battle, all of the sagas and the little tiny branching paths too. And the what if storylines are pretty cool. The issues with the presentation still stand. And like the cutscenes are weird as hell. Like when they get into like the actual sparking episode cutscenes where it's like fully like motion and shit, that is like literally Sonic Adventure 2 on Dreamcast like levels of like animation. Like it's super floaty. It's super like tweened and shit. Like it just looks weird and like overdone and overacted. And I want to say it's like motion capture. It looks like motion captured like shit to me that they just put on the models, but I can't be sure, you know, because like I didn't make the fucking game. It could just be like, you know, like animations that like they just super tweened it for like the 60 frames per second and they wanted to hit for the game, but it just looks really fucking off. And so like I really wish that they would have like taken another year or so to really fine tune the single player shit. But like the actual contents of the stories are pretty fucking cool. I'll give them that. Fucking like we talked about in the last episode, Goku going Super Saiyan on Earth. That's cool. Fucking Goku and Vegeta teaming up before the Namek saga and training together, and then fucking going to Namek together. That was cool. Fucking Gohan Black was cool. Not gonna lie. Like I still like Goku.
Gohan Black is very cool as an idea.
I still like Goku Black better just because, like, you know, I'm a Goku slut, but fucking, like, Gohan Black, both as a concept and the way, like, Kyle Hebert was able to actually, like, voice act and perform in that one, that was pretty sick. I'll give him that. That was a fun little path. Oddly enough, the most fun I had was fucking Jiren's fucking like stupid shit. Like all of the what ifs were like general oh yeah bullshit or whatever. But like he was just really fucking fun to play, especially in his fucking like powered up mode. There was just something about him and the way he like strang together his shit that just felt real good. The main like meta from what I can figure out of the game is definitely all around sparking mode. So like you can vanish pretty much like any heavy hit and any combo that has like a little bit of a gap in between like hits. You can vanish out of those. If you're getting hit from behind, you can press forward on the directional stick and the X button on the Xbox controller, and you can break out of combos that way. So you can hold B to do a perception. You can time that perception when the hit's about to hit, and then you can fucking throw your enemy in the counter. You can fucking time the block button to do like an instant block where you can then like immediately counter out of it. You can hit the dash button when they're up close to just do like the evade stuff like you used to be able to by mashing X in the PlayStation like sparking games. And then God, there's like one more. Anytime somebody uses one of those counters on you, if you time it right, you can vanish out of all of those. Or if you time a perception, when somebody does like that forward square on you, fucking, you can do it triggers like this cutscene where you like grab the limb that they flew at you, and then you like fucking taunt and insult them, and then beat them the fuck down, and that rocks. Like there was a lot of like bullshit combo strings and bullshit moves in the game, but there's a lot of really bullshit ways to get out of everything. It's just that like you really have to time that shit. So like the gameplay itself, fucking phenomenal, super fucking fun. The most fun I have ever had in a fucking arena fighter. There is still some weird shit like sometimes when you're trying to do like your ultimate blast, you're mashing B and then he's just doing the perception pose, even though you did the hard knockdown combo. So and it's let you follow it up every other time before that. For some reason, the game's just like, nah, you can't do it this time. So you know, there's still like some kinks to work out of it, but like, god damn, that shit is super fun. The netcode definitely needs some improvement. It's delay based. There was a lot of issues with, especially in one match with me and Devon when we were like in the middle of like vanishing at each other, but the game was like slowing down and lagging and would like pause and shit, and it would cause one of us to fuck up the timings on the vanish. There was other sync issues with like some of the Clash mini games and shit just not working, so that definitely needs some work.
It happens all the time with the one where you have to hold down the X button and let go of it before it hits the line. It just pisses me off. Like, that one is just so frustrating because I'll be in the middle of the fight and then I'll see that it start and I'll hit the X button and it won't read my input. And like, this is so stupid.
That one's real fucking.
Is that the netcode's issue, or is that?
I'm not sure what issue that is. That might have been a netcode issue because it was letting me interact with the minigame with no issues, and I kept like winning because of that issue where he was unable to even engage with it whatsoever and was working fine on my end. So I don't know if that was a game or an input issue or whatever the fuck. But a lot of these like Clash mini games were a bit more intuitive in the PS2 games. Like, you know, it was always either like mash this button or fucking spin the analog sticks, and it was either one of those two. These ones are a lot more varied. So when you first encounter them, you're just like, what the fuck? And you like lose every single one of them. And the training mode completely sucks ass. You can't set the AI to do what you would expect like fighting games to let you do. Like, you know how you could set them to always block, except, you know, like if there's a gap in that, then you open up so you can practice like block strings and shit like that, have them do an attack and shit. They just don't follow any of the set commands. It just sucks. But in a lot of the episode battles and in the storyline and shit, a lot of those start with specific clashes. And what I would do was like in Goku's, the one that we were having issues with, where you hold X and try not to hit that red line. The battle where you fight Kefla, is that the fusion?
Kale and Cauliflower is Kefla.
Okay, so you're fighting Kale in her bulked out mode. That's always starts with a force like that clash. So what I would do is I would start that, I would do the clash, finish the clash, just immediately hit retry and just do that for like 20 to 50 fucking times until I was finally able, all right, cool, got that one down. And then there's another one where I don't even know how it triggers, but somehow I think like 2 melee attacks hit and it causes like a quick time event thing where you each have a button displayed on screen that you have to press. And I think it's like a 2 out of 3, and whoever presses it first or doesn't fuck up is the one that progresses through that one. And if you get 2 in a row, then you win that clash. I think that's how that one works. I think one of Frieza's missions starts out with that, and or do that over. And then of course you have the Dragon Dash one, where, you know, 2 dashing attacks or even just 2 people dashing at each other cause a circle to like shrink around the X, and the closer you get to like the inside of that circle, without going over the line, the better that is. And then that transitions into the mashing X as fast as you can mini game. And then the beam clashes are the beam clashes, because these I can't get beam clashes to happen like to save my goddamn life, because like beams charge up way too fast.
Yeah, neither can I. I can never get them to work.
But in the few times that they like I have done them, it's like the meter fills up and goes like back and forth between like full and then like, you know, not full, and you have to try to like press X as full as it gets, and you get like 3 chances to like fill it up as high as you can, and whoever fills up the meter as high as they can, like in total, like wins that clash. God, there's a fucking lot of them. There's just so many fucking weird ass interactions that like aren't intuitive, but like once you practice them, make complete sense. Like from a design standpoint and shit. And you're like, all right, it probably couldn't have been done any other way, but I wish they would have been able to design the game around introducing me to these way better than like it does. It's a super like just fucking like, I guess for lack of a better term, deep system, but like God, it does not explain itself whatsoever. So it's super fucking fun to play with friends. It's super fucking fun to practice against like other people and shit and engage with. And I am definitely having fun now. I was still playing it out of spite at first because I was like, I'm gonna get my fucking money's worth from this. Like, I'm at least gonna like 100% the achievements or whatever. I'm at like 96% or something. I've got like 4 left to grab. But like outside of just the spite playing, I'm actually finally having fun with this game. And I think I will eventually get my money's worth from it, and I can stop being so fucking spiteful about it. Single player complaints still stand. I don't want to fucking like back away from those. But like overall, as like a game, is it fun? Am I having fun? Yes, I'm finally fucking having fun. Thank fucking God.
Maybe I have to give it a little more time and understand some more of the inputs more, because it's just like, I don't know. A friend of mine said something the other day when he was playing it and he was having a good time with it, and he's like, I don't know, maybe Devon's just a hater. I'm just like, I'm not a hater. I just wasn't vibing with it. Like, I don't hate it. Like, I really want to like it. I really want to like this game. I can't. Like, every time I play it, I get frustrated, and I just don't like that, you know? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, just because you don't like something fucking doesn't make you a hater. I hate that fucking term. Like, I recognize the irony in that. Fucking like, haters are like a specific type of person, you know? Like, and you ain't that type of bitch. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that, like, you know, you hate the thing. And on top of it, like, a hater hates other people enjoying that thing. You know what I mean? You're not like out here like, oh man, these guys are having fun. I wish they would not have fun. I wish I could convince them that this game sucks. That's not what anybody's out here trying to do. Everybody is like, we said in the last episode that like fucking we're glad that people who are having fun with it are having fun with it and shit. Fucking like, you know, like, you definitely ain't being a fucking hater. But at the same time, like, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Like, definitely give it some more time. Fucking go into like the episode battles and practice some of those systems and shit. But if after a couple more hours and shit you still ain't vibing with it, then fuck it. Don't force yourself to try to fucking like the thing. Don't play the game out of spite like I did. Not everybody's gonna find success in that, you know? Most of the time you're just asking for trouble. We don't all have to like the same thing.
I don't know. Maybe after the podcast I might play a little bit on my own and see how I feel about it.
It's easy to not get mad at an AI.
So I guess with that being said, then this has been insert titled here. Go follow the things. Go listen to the things. Go subscribe to the things. We've all. I know I've done mass exodus to Blue Sky now, so I'm on Blue Sky. I know Xander's there, and I know Adam is there. Flyer, I don't know if you've got all your stuff there yet. I know you only posted like one thing there, but like it's a lot better now because more people are there.
Yeah, I posted Cough Puff.
Fucking Cough Puff. Oh my god.
And Nutria.
Oh my god. A fucking Cough Puff, man. I still think about that shit. So funny. That being said, if you listen to this far in, thank you. Thank you for listening. I don't know where I'm going with this. I never say that. Anyways, bye.
Toodles.
Goodbye.